This is the story of Jonathan Jacob Meijer. Jonathan Meijer, a man with a knack for aliases like Jacob, Rude, Walter, and Martin, engaged with parents to be using a web of identities. He presented himself as an educator, maintaining an active YouTube presence where he shared opinions on everything from cryptocurrencies to raw meat diets. His videos, often shot against changing global backdrops, portrayed a life far removed from his true intentions. Only later did devastated families uncover the extent of his deceit. In 2015, Vanessa a 34-year-old carpenter from the Netherlands, decided to have a child as a single mother. Facing the high costs of fertility clinics, she turned to Desire for a Child, an online platform connecting donors with recipients. There, she found Jonathan Meijer, a charming candidate with blue eyes and curly blonde hair. He seemed gentle, kind, and genuine when we spoke, she recalled. He was into music and had a thoughtful outlook on life. He didn't push me at all, just like a friendly neighbor. After a month of communication, Vanessa with Meijer, then in his early 30s, arranged to meet at the Hague Central Station. He provided sperm, and she compensated him €165 plus travel expenses. Months later, she welcomed a daughter, her first child, and by Meijer's account, his eighth. By 2017, Vanessa sought Meijer's services again for another child. Once more they met, and for a modest fee, he provided his sperm. She became pregnant again, giving birth to a boy. Before long, Vanessa discovered troubling news. Through Facebook, she connected with another single mother who had also used Meijer as a donor. This contact revealed that in 2017, the Dutch Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sport had investigated Meijer for fathering at least 102 children through various fertility clinics. An astonishing tally that excluded his private online donations. The Netherlands, a small country with 17 million people, has a unique issue. The more unknown half-siblings there are in the population, the higher the chance they might accidentally meet and have children together, increasing the risk of genetic problems. The issue came to light when Vanessa confronted Meijer, who admitted to fathering at least 175 children and possibly more. This revelation left Vanessa deeply concerned about how to explain to her own children the possibility of having hundreds of siblings. In some parts of Holland, Meijer has fathered so many look-alike children, curly blonde hair, piercing blue eyes, that their mothers are bumping into each other by accident. Whether at the same daycare, office, or neighborhood, they only realize they share the same dad when they see their kids playing together or compare photos, and it's a shocker. The first test tube baby was born in 1978, and since then, sperm donation has boomed into a global industry. Fertility clinics, sperm banks, and private donors are hustling to help eager parents conceive. But here's the truth. The industry is poorly regulated. Laws are a mixed bag. Germany limits donors to 15 kids. The UK caps it at 10 families with no kid limit. And in the Netherlands, you can't donate anonymously. Plus, there is a limit of 25 kids max per donor per clinic. Internationally, the industry is even more unregulated. Donors can donate in different countries or through big players like Cryos International in Denmark, shipping sperm to 100 plus countries. And when it comes to private deals like what Vanessa and Meijer did online, there's next to no rules. That's led to cases where donors have fathered dozens of kids, with grown kids finding out through social media that they've not just a handful of half-siblings, but dozens of them. In 2019, the Dutch Donor Child Foundation, a group that supports donor-conceived individuals and their families, made a startling discovery through DNA testing. Dr. Jan Karbat, a fertility specialist who passed away in 2017, had clandestinely fathered at least 68 children from women who visited his clinic near Rotterdam. Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, there's a notorious sperm donor known as Louis, rumored to have fathered over 200 offspring, many of whom remain unaware of each other. 6 years ago, Ivo Van Halen, a 36-year-old IT consultant, discovered he was one of Louis' biological children. Since then, he has successfully connected with 42 of his half-siblings. Some sperm donors, like Dr. Karbat, operate covertly and illegally, leaving their identities and the extent of their reproductive activities to be uncovered years later by their unsuspecting offspring. A revelation often met with shock. Conversely, other donors are quite open about their prolific contributions. Ari Nagel, a math professor from New York known as the target donor, exclusively donates, online and directly to recipients. He's even been known to meet women in public places like Target stores to pass on his sperm, claiming to have fathered 76 children. Simon Watson, a UK donor, maintains an active presence on Facebook, proudly sharing photos, of his offspring and boasting of having over 800 children worldwide. Meijer seems to have employed both secretive and open approaches. He registered at more clinics than recommended and engaged in private donations as well. Meijer tried to boost his desirability as a donor by comparing his physical resemblance to that of Hollywood actors Brad Pitt and Chris Hemsworth in his online profiles. Meijer also used pseudonyms on donor sites, though he denied this in 2021. As for the financial side of things, Sperm Bank sold Meijer's donations for approximately 1,100 euros each. Although Meijer insists he donates without financial compensation. Occasionally, he receives gifts like 64 euros, plane tickets, or cameras, according to statements he made to German media. In 2017, after confronting Meijer, Vanessa notified the Dutch Donor Child Foundation about his extensive progeny and multiple clinic donations. The foundation, already familiar with complaints from other mothers, subsequently determined that Meijer privately fathered at least 80 children in the Netherlands. This revelation came in addition to the 102 children identified by the Ministry of Health, Welfare, and Sport across 11 clinics nationwide. Van Owick's journey led her to connect with two fellow Dutch mothers who used Meijer's sperm. Working together at the same preschool, they realized their 9-year-old children bore a striking resemblance, prompting their discovery of the shared donor link. Tim Buter, a Netherlands-based lawyer who represented families in the Dr. Karbach case, received inquiries from 12 mothers who used Meijer's sperm, questioning legal recourse against him. Unfortunately, he explained that existing laws offered little avenue for action. Meijer's offspring spanned the globe, from Australia to the United States, with others in Italy, Serbia, Ukraine, Germany, Poland, Hungary, Switzerland, Romania, Denmark, Sweden, and Mexico. Some of them connected with the Dutch mothers who are friends with Van Owick. The exact number of Meijer's donor children worldwide is unknowable. Thijs van der Meer and colleagues at the Dutch Donor Child Foundation estimate it could be several hundred, perhaps even reaching 1,000, based on his known patterns of clinic and private donations. Meijer, however, disputes this, claiming to have around 250 children. To address the issue of prolific donors like Meijer, Dutch officials are taking steps such as establishing a centralized registry for sperm donors. The issue of serial sperm donation isn't confined to the Netherlands. Christina Motel, a lawyer from Berlin and member of Donor Offspring Europe, voices concerns about donors traversing Europe to father as many children as possible, highlighting broader international implications of the problem. Judith Dar, who heads the Ethics Committee of the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, suggests that while there's typically hesitancy to regulate assisted reproduction more strictly than natural conception, extreme cases like Meijer's may warrant limits on how many offspring a single donor can father. She points out that men who donate sperm via social media, bypassing sperm banks or medical oversight, may face unforeseen legal consequences. Depending on state laws, donors could be legally recognized as parents of any resulting children. What motivates prolific sperm donors like Meijer? A 2013 article from the Donor Sibling Registry identifies 3 main reasons: financial compensation, altruism, and the desire to pass on their genetic material. While compensation in some countries is modest, others like Meijer negotiate additional benefits like travel expenses in exchange for their donations. Meijer, like many donors, claims altruistic intentions, aiming to assist individuals wanting to start families. However, not all recipients share these sentiments. An Australian mother who used Meijer's sperm through cryos was dismayed upon learning how many children he had fathered. She and approximately 50 other mothers formed a group called Moms on a mission to advocate for him to cease donating and to connect with other parents to determine the true extent of his offspring. They also advocate for the establishment of an international sperm donor database. Despite efforts to compel Meijer to disclose the full extent of his paternity, he has consistently denied the true number of children he has fathered. This has sparked legal actions, including a civil lawsuit by the DonorKind Foundation in 2023, citing concerns about unintentional incest and violations of Dutch guidelines limiting donors to 25 children. In response, a Dutch court banned Meijer from donating sperm under threat of significant financial penalties for each violation. He's now restricted to donating only to women who already have his children, per the court's ruling. Meijer maintains a public presence through his YouTube channel, initially launched in 2010 for sharing his heavy metal music, and later featuring video blogs discussing his personal philosophies. Despite legal restrictions, he continues to be involved in the lives of his children scattered across Europe, maintaining a complex public profile amidst ongoing controversy. Initially, many of Meijer's early vlogs focused on fitness and healthy eating. Over time, his channel transitioned to more politically charged content, advocating for stricter immigration policies, critiquing woke culture, and championing traditional family values. Recently, his videos have showcased various global locations, leading some to speculate that he continues to expand his sperm donation beyond the Netherlands. In response to rumors circulating in a Netflix documentary, Meijer vehemently denied allegations that he mixed his sperm with that of an accomplice named Leon. He demanded retractions and removal of any content suggesting such practices. Many believe Meijer uses his YouTube channel as a public platform to connect with his numerous children. He even dedicated a video titled, "An Important Message for All My Children to Them." Currently, Meijer boasts over 15,000 subscribers on his channel. In an October 2023 video, Meijer disclosed spending approximately 50,000 hours over 15 years in sperm donation clinics. He cited a classmate's struggle with infertility during his teacher training as the catalyst for his decision to donate sperm and assist families facing conception challenges. The implications of Meijer's prolific sperm donation are profound, with concerns ranging from increased risks of incest to potential psychological impacts on his vast number of offspring. He actively sought loopholes by donating at multiple clinics and in different countries, surpassing the Netherlands limit of 15 or 25 children to claim more than 500 offspring. Critics within the IVF community argue that sensationalizing stories like Meijer's distorts the discourse on donor conception, suggesting these outlier cases shouldn't overshadow the ethical and logistical complexities that deeply affect people's lives. Despite being legally barred from donating by a Dutch court, Meijer maintains his belief that he's doing nothing wrong by assisting couples and individuals worldwide. He contends that many other men, both at clinics and online, have donated extensively, and that restricting donor births would hinder women's reproductive choices. The future legal repercussions for Meijer remain uncertain, but his resolve to continue donating persists. This concludes today's story. For more true stories, subscribe to the channel. Until next time.